To make lockdown a little more interesting, my family and I held our own vegan come dine with me nights, each choosing our own cuisine and making everyone else a delicious meal. I chose Japanese food and wanted to create a conceptual 4-course menu based on the 4 seasons and Japan's natural beauty. For autumn, I made miso soup with edible leaves. For the leaves, I tried to use sweet potato dyed with turmeric and paprika, stenciled out and dehydrated in the oven. However, this really didn't work. So just before the dinner party started, I peeled some sweet potato very thinly and put it in the air fryer with some cabbage leaves and miso. I served this with vegan watermelon tuna to create the autumn leaf effect. Very simple but so delicious. For my winter main course, the seasonal link was a bit tenuous, but let's just pretend rice looks like snow. To prepare, I pickled radishes and turnips and roasted pumpkin and watermelon for pumpkin croquettes and watermelon tuna. From left to right, we've got pumpkin croquettes, umeboshi plum rice balls or onigiri, maki rolls with asparagus, avocado and tender stem broccoli. Then we have roasted red sweet pepper maki rolls, nigiri and California rolls with avocado and ginger. We have some ginger with sesame oil, pickled radish, watermelon nigiri, watermelon sashimi, tender stem broccoli with soy and sesame, pickled turnips. Then we have sweet potato roasted with shichimi seasoning, rice, and just a selection of accompaniments like pickled ginger, umeboshi plum, wasabi, soy sauce, sesame, and shichimi seasoning as well. I also had silken tofu with green onions and soy sauce, or hiyayaku tofu. This took a lot of time and preparation, but luckily it was all super delicious, especially the pumpkin croquettes. I will be sharing a Google Docs with pages and pages of recipes, so if you are interested in any of these, please do have a look. Everything was so colourful and vibrant. Winter hot springs or onsen in Japan are so beautiful, and I wanted to create a mocktail based off them. For this, I used pea butterfly tea, a splash of vegan cream, and smoked rosemary for the steam-like effect. Just to fancy things up even further, I used yuzu lemonade to create a colour-changing magical effect. This doesn't happen in onsens, but I thought it looked really cool. For spring, I got really complicated. I wanted to make one of the viral raindrop cakes with agar-agar, a cherry blossom tree, and also cherry blossom sorbet. I made my sorbet out of cherry green tea and cherry juice. In terms of the petals on the tree, I first tried slices of apple hand-painted with cherry juice, but instead decided to go for a candy floss mixture out of red food colouring and sugar. The trunk of the tree was made from homemade modelling chocolate. I garnished the raindrop with sugar syrup and crushed up peanuts. Ideally, I would have preferred it that the cherry blossoms would have turned out more pink than red, but it's always a learning journey. This was an ideal palette cleanser because it was so light and refreshing. Next up, summer. I wanted to make something really sweet, fun and fruity to encapsulate summer perfectly. First up, I made a vegan honey cake. This was really complex. It took a lot of whipping time, lots of aquafaba and vegan egg replacer. It was probably the most complicated cake that I've ever made, but I'm not a baker, so take that as you will. Next up, I made some red bean paste for the second sweet, which was mizuyokan, which is a sort of sweet jelly with chestnut and red beans. Then I made my yuzu and peach neri kiri, which is a really adorable, intricate sweet that's made out of butter beans. Now I have to admit I do have a bit of a sweet tooth, but I think this was my favourite course. The honey cake, obviously made with vegan honey, was absolutely amazing. So moist, so rich. Probably one of my favourite cakes ever, so do check out the recipe if you have the chance. Then we were all so full, but finished off the meal with some drinks that we could find, including lemon and chrysanthemum tea, green tea, barley soya milk, and lychee and yuzu lemonade soda. I wouldn't usually get the chance to make a meal like this, but thanks to lockdown I did, and I found it so enjoyable to be really detail oriented and to create a concept menu that was really complex. All the recipes are linked in the description, so if you do try any of them, please let me know and enjoy your meal, or itadakimasu! Thanks so much for watching!